Yo, welcome to Premier League and FA Cup quarterfinals predictions for this weekend. Firstly, I'm going to start with the Premier League. Friday night match at the City Ground between Nottingham Forest and Newcastle. I know Nottingham Forest will need to win their home games and make the City Ground their fortress if they're to stay in the Premier League. And I think it'll give it a good game. But I think Newcastle, knowing they're on the slide, will want to restore what they're about more and want to start to, now they know they're getting to the final home straight of the season, they need to pick up maximum points. So I think it'll be a good game, bro. But my prediction is Nottingham Forest 1, Newcastle 2. On to the Saturday matches. We'll start at Villa Park, which is Aston Villa and Bournemouth. I know what Bournemouth done the last two games. Took Newcastle to took Arsenal to the 96th minute or something before Reece Nelson scored that winner. Then Bournemouth won it at home to Liverpool. But I don't see Bournemouth winning this despite those two games. I think Villa will nick it 2-1, but I think Bournemouth will be right in the game and it'll make it a very good game, and it'll just be that one good taken chance from Villa. But Bournemouth are really showing fight now, and it's great to see a team showing fight from a team in a situation where everyone thought they had conceded relegation to now actually showing a bit of what they need to show. On to Brentford against Leicester. I think this will be a good, interesting game. I think Brentford, where they are on the table and what season they're having, will be too much for Leicester. So my prediction is Brentford 2, Leicester 0. Do I think Leicester are going to stay up? It's too hard to tell. But it's not looking great. But yeah, that's my prediction for that game. On to Southampton and Spurs. I think Southampton are pretty much gone. If Spurs turn up, they'll win. If they don't, they obviously won't. But I think Spurs will turn up. I think Kane will score, and maybe Son, maybe someone else. But at St Mary's, I have to think that Spurs will have too much for Southampton, and I think they are going down like the Titanic at this rate. So yeah, Southampton 0, Spurs 3. And the Spurs obviously being hurting from being knocked out of the Champions League, still we want to end as high as possible to get back into Champions League football next season. So yeah, Wolves against Leeds. I think Wolves will have to win the home games now. I think they don't have any other choice to have to. Because look, they're so close to the relegation zone. They can trip Leeds into it by winning. I think Wolves will at Molineux. I think they'll start to get more points. Wolves 2, Leeds 1. On to Chelsea against Everton. I think Chelsea will have too much for Everton. I think Chelsea will show now from that knocking Dortmund out of the Champions League. They got a bit more belief about themselves, and what's been missing for so much of the season might finally be back. So that's the final game on the weekend, I think, apart from the Monday game. Sunday game. Or whenever the Arsenal game is. So Chelsea 3, Everton 0. On to the last game of the Premier League on the weekend. It's Arsenal against Crystal Palace. I think Arsenal show what they're about. I think Palace will score a goal at the Emirates. But I think Arsenal know that now it's a massive for the title race. If they can get over the line and finish and beat Palace. And not only that, they'll go into the international break 8 points clear of Man City, as Man City have got FA Cup obligations. So that's the Premier League for the weekend. On to the FA Cup quarter-final predictions. Saturday, Man City against Burnley. Burnley, who will be back in the Premier League next season. they've had an incredible season in the Championship, haven't they? So yeah, I think Burnley under Vincent Kompany will be back, and Vincent Kompany will be back at his former employees as he goes back to Man City. But I think Man City will have too much for Burnley. Though I think Burnley will give him a good first half, but I think the gaps will open up. City, being as good as they are, will win. They won't win by the same scoreline as they thrashed Leipzig, but they'll still win pretty convincingly in the end, I have to admit. Man City 3, Burnley 0. On to the next game. A bit of an upset, though they are in the same division. Sheffield United against Blackburn Rovers. I have a funny feeling Blackburn might have a win here. Sheffield United will want to obviously go as far in the FA Cup as possible, as well as concentration on promotion to the Premier League. But I think Blackburn might nick it. Sheffield United 1, Blackburn Rovers 2. On to the next one. Brighton of the Premier League against Grimsby of League 2. I had to admit this scoreline is probably going to be a wild one. It's probably been a confident one. But I think Brighton, I had to admit, Brighton will be way too much for Grimsby. Grimsby are mid-table in League 2, aren't they? They're probably just below mid-table, if I'm right. I don't really follow League 2 too much, to be honest. But I think Brighton will win this 5-0. 5-0. So, yeah. But good luck to Grimsby. Big trip out to the South Coast to play the best team from the South Coast in England. And the final game is Manchester United against Fulham. The last FA Cup quarter-final. I would love to say I think Fulham might nick this. But I think Rashford will score, and maybe Bruno Fernandes. Or something like that. But yeah, I had to admit, Man United 1, Fulham 2. Good luck to Fulham at Old Trafford. Good luck to everyone in the FA Cup. Well, especially Brighton, of course. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching Premier League and FA Cup predictions. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you soon. Thanks, bye.